Good morning, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We're gonna kind of get into the breakdown. As you can see yesterday, we did move away from the level that we were looking for, but obviously we got stopped out before any of this could have happened, but it's all good. It's part of trading, and as you can see, we're going to just kind of look at what we're going to expect today. Again, shocker, right? Looking for higher prices. I'm going to be looking for this high to get taken out. These equal highs you see here on the hourly chart. You see how we responded off a weekly high, which we had noted yesterday when we had a deep run down here. That's kind of what we were expecting to see, a bounce from this order block here on the hourly chart. Why this one specifically? Because it's in the upper portion of this daily fair value gap. So that's the order block that we were looking at. Let's zoom in here. So if it was bullish, I said this one should support price, which ultimately you see that it did, because we're up here now, but we weren't able to participate in any of that, which is fine. So what I'm looking for is these highs up here. Something that I did learn from, I forget his name at this moment, but this is what I've learned in terms of, like, I guess, weekly profile. It might be AX trades or something like that. I don't remember his name. But so this is Monday right here. Oh, sorry, we didn't have a Monday candle. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So because Thursday is the low of the week, I'm also looking for Friday to be another expansion above these highs. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a TGIF scenario because of this weekly profile. So I'm believing this is the low of the week, and we're going to attack up here. Also, if you look at all this buy side up here, that's what I'd be looking for. And then you have on the hourly chart this gap here and then this breaker. So I'm looking for higher prices. We do have a large opening range gap. Also slight SMT here to the upside, but I believe that this is strength, not showing weakness. Dow, I believe, as you see, Dow went below here again. So I think Dow will kind of catch up. It's kind of doing its own thing, but I'm looking for higher prices. So these are levels that I have kind of marked out here. We'll see what we're going to get. We do have news at 9:45. Could potentially see something nice there where we use the news. There is a potential that I could get in before the news. It just depends on what the market structure is. Do I trust it? Do I see things that align? And if so, I'll be willing to get in. If not, then I'll wait till after 9:45. But this is what I see. We have the breaker block on the hourly chart. We have this 15-minute fair value gap, and I want to see this 5-minute one hold price. That's these dark arrows, or not arrows, but lines. That's the 5-minute gap. That's what I want to see be respected, and us target these equal highs. Yeah, unfortunately, yesterday, we'll go to it. Almost got it, right? We were close. But we had taken this, saw this as a breaker block. We had kind of went up and then eventually came back down. Now after kind of like thinking about it and kind of what could I have done better in this trade, I think after this time and seeing it not show willingness, I probably should have just closed the trade, because we got stopped out in 22 minutes, which would have meant it would have had to reach, like, I think somewhere up here in 8 minutes. Not saying that it's impossible, but this was a very long trade, and I could tell that it was not reacting and responding in a way that would be bullish, at least at this moment. And as you can see, kind of like the whole day was really a wash, right? After we had traded down, it was pretty much a wash and a slow grind higher. So not what I would have expected. This is what you call a high resistant condition when it looks like this. It is what it is. I just know probably next time I'll end up closing the trade, because as we see here, it didn't expand above the high, and I kind of explained that this is what it looked like yesterday or 2 days ago. And yeah, not very characteristic of trades that I'm in that are good, and usually the ones that, like, if I'm clearly blatantly offsides, I get stopped out almost immediately. So yeah, that's just something that I kind of want to go over yesterday's trade just after looking at it again. But this is what I'm looking for: higher prices. We do have a little bit of SMT there, which I kind of showed, but I think this is more strength being shown than weakness. So we're gonna look for these to get hit. These are the equal highs. That's why I have it labeled as that, and that's where I expect price to go to. We don't have any concerns in terms of the opening range, because as you see here, actually the green one is yesterday's range. It was like what, 6.25 handles, I believe. This is obviously way more than 50 and even 40, so I'm okay with that. So I mean, I'll still note it, but it's not of a concern in terms of waiting. Right now we are also inside of the new day opening gap from the previous day and 2 days ago, so up around here. So we'll see if we can kind of get above that and use that. I think we're also, yeah, we're inside of the new week opening gap from this current week, so I really like the breaker. This right here, I really like this on the hourly chart, and I believe that we will be targeting up there. So we'll see what we can get today. How's everyone's week been? Is the music fine? I think it's playing actually. Should be playing. Yeah. Is the music fine? Can somebody let me know if you're watching, because I can't hear. It's fine. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's see if we can get something today, maybe a little bit more exciting. I don't know. I don't think it should be a long one, a long stream. Probably like, I'm thinking 10:30, probably something will form. That's my opinion. We do have some news. We did kind of hold yesterday, as you can see this, like just chopping this mess down here, which I got caught up in, which is fine. You know, every day is not going to be the perfect clean day that just runs in a single direction, regardless if it's the direction I'm looking for or not. But yesterday we kind of got a holding pattern a little bit. But yeah, we traded down to these levels and we responded with a nice reaction. So that's what my expectation is for today. May not have been able to get into the trade, but or not get into the trade. We found a trade, but it wasn't a favorable outcome. But the fact that we're able to locate and identify key areas where price should move from, that's very proud about that. So there's always something to learn, always something to be proud of in even in things when they don't go your way. There's always something to learn and to see improvement. Trump is speaking again today, but I think it's probably in the afternoon, because same thing like almost last week and this week as well. He's spoken in the afternoon, mostly after the market has closed. So gonna have that same expectation unless something pops up. I think eventually when I have a little bit more monitors, maybe I'll have like, I don't know if it's CNN or Fox, I could care less which one is on, just to see if he ever, just starts speaking. So, or if anything's happening as well, because sometimes it could be something like anything that's a little bit extreme can add some flavor, I'll say, to the market. So just being aware of that. Not saying that that influences a direction for me, because I believe that everything is already priced in. So that's why you're able to find levels and understand where they're going to react from. It's not all random like some people believe. But yeah, streaming it's so fun until you have to just wait for the setup. Because I used to watch other I used to watch a lot of streamers, and they kind of have it like it's almost like entertainment. Like, I know it has to be classified as entertainment, but I'm not here to just entertain people and click buttons and stuff. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen for me, but also for you, because if someone's actually trying to learn, that doesn't really help you. Over leveraging your account as well, that never helps you. There's just a lot of things that people do on the internet in terms with trading, and usually it doesn't help you become the person that you want to become. So it's usually a distraction. There are very few people who I would still watch today. But we do want to see this go lower to then go higher, right? Remember, we always buy. So every time you see me buy, you never see me buy a blue candle. You've never seen me buy that. Unless it dips down and then goes up. That's the only time you've ever seen me buy a blue candle. But anytime I'm buying, price always is coming down. I don't buy when it's going up. It has to come down. Vice versa, when I sell, it must go up first before I sell it. I don't do breakouts. I don't do any of that stuff. Again, it can trade into the lower portion like this for a value gap down there. I would like for it not to, but that's okay, as long as like the bodies and it doesn't close down below here. If it starts closing down below here, we're gonna have to readjust what we were potentially thinking, but we'll see. I'm expecting this to hold price. That's my expectation. The market opens in about 5 minutes, so we gotta pretty much wait until then and kind of assess what's happening. Again, we have to wait for the first position of the fair value gap, and we have the awareness that we do have news at 9:45. Nothing to be afraid of in terms of trading beforehand, nothing like that, but just have to have the awareness of that. Because again, we only get one shot, so I'm not gonna waste an entry for hope. So it's either going to be there and I like it and I trust it. If I do not like it and do not trust it, I will not take it. people watching, if I could maybe add more to the stream or do more with the stream, is there something that you would like to see me explain or do more of, like in terms of when I'm actually streaming? Is there something that you would like to see more or do or add or think something would be nice? I mean, I don't know when. I will eventually add a camera. I don't know when I'll do that, but that will be an addition at some point. But I have to figure out where I'm gonna put it, because I got like this, I forget what they call this mic where it's kind of like above you. I don't know what they call that, the position. So I don't know where in the world that the camera would even go. And I probably wouldn't even be looking at it the whole time. You probably would see me looking at the charts and never look at it unless I'm trying to be funny or something. It's about 3 minutes, I guess 2 minutes 30 seconds until market open, and we'll have a large premium gap opening, but I'm expecting that to not be a factor. Okay, so now we've hit down into that gap on the 5-minute chart ahead of the news. I mean ahead of the opening at 9:30, so I would like to see that hold, but again, it happened beforehand, so I'm not as excited about it, but we will have that. We do also have yesterday's new day opening gap. Oh, sorry, not new day opening gap. Yesterday's first presented fair value gap, pretty much right at the bottom end of this. And we're currently leaving the new week opening gap and new day opening gap clusters above. So that's what we're pretty much reacting from right now. Just want to watch yes, because we could get some SMT here, not here, but I'll show you. We could get some SMT in terms of this low. Look how much higher this is compared to this one. We may see this come down here, hopefully not, but that's what we're looking at. So we're seeing if we can get this bounce from this 5-minute and hold price, and if we can do that and not trade lower, that kind of gives us a little bit of an indication that we should be looking for higher prices. But okay, look here, let me show you what I was talking about. So we took this out right now. I just want to put that on there. Gotta do that because so pretty far away from that right now, but we will just gotta be patient here. So again, I want to see the bodies remain in this one, even though the wick can go down there and do all the damage. That's fine. I want to see the body remain up here, and if it does end up closing down here, I want to see it close in the upper portion. I don't want to see it too low down here, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the opening, which we opened way down here. So let's go to the regular trading hours. I used to be really scared about doing this because I always felt like I was gonna miss a trade setup, but I never do. Never do. So what is this? 254.75. There we go. So there it is. That's consequent encroachment. I think I need to leave it like this. I've always tried to do a little alert and then it just beeps. So I don't never really know what to do about that. But so we've closed through this. We've ran down here to the lower portion. We're way below this. This potentially could do this. I don't know if this is going to stand or hold, so I'm going to opt to wait. We also took this out now too. So this has a long way to go if that's actually what we're going to do. Has a long way to go. It's not impossible, but there's some SMT there. So there's no first presented fair value gap yet. So that's something like one of the key things that I wait for in price. Just want to make sure. So that's below here. That went below that low. This is now below that one, and then it would need to catch up to get to down there. Okay, I'm watching though. We could get a gap at 931. Just go to a higher time frame just so I'm aware. So we came back up into this volume imbalance you see there. We had another one there. It's Friday. We have Wednesday. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a low of the week. I don't think this high is staying intact. I think this is still yeah, I believe we're starting to go a little bit higher. I think this is kind of also trading down into this inverse for value gap. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So 930, there's still no first presented for value gap. So if I go here to the hourly chart, if we take, it's gonna be too much, but I'll just show you here and here. See how we came back down to the middle of it? This would technically be a propulsion block, so I would want to see this. Even though we could trade it through with the bodies, I'd want to see this still kind of respect. I don't like how deep it obviously traded, but that's what I'd want to see, just so we can see that's an inverse fair value gap. Got nothing to do just yet. I have 11 minutes. I would love for it to, like, if it closes down here, obviously it's less likely. I think it just came down to take stops. But nothing's there right now. Traded really deep. Did we hit? Okay, so we traded down. We actually hit the new day opening gap from, oh, it's from today. So this actually traded down to new day opening gap from today and has had this reaction. So that is kind of nice. That traded back down to the opening price of today. So that's kind of cool. We're gonna get a nice V-shaped reversal today. We gonna get that or nah? So we trade up into this fair value gap. This is not the first presented fair value gap because it's formed at 930. So to me that's insignificant. I don't really care about it. Let's see if we create one here. So if anything, the first one has a potential to be created at 9:35. Again, I prefer them to be formed. Well, that one didn't form there, but I prefer them to be formed before 9:40. That's my preference. Get this off the screen. S&P is drowning right now. It's really taking off all those lows right now. Still have SMT right here, but we shall see when we get around 9:45. Yeah, right now I'm probably gonna wait till after 9:45 and kind of see what we have. Because to me, this does not look like right now that's going to be coming back up here. Yeah, I mean right now, where else the buy side's up here, the clear sell side's down here. That's where like clear sell side is in terms of the higher time frame. So we'll take a look here and kind of see what exactly are we getting, what are we running into. So, have to be wary of that as well. I don't like how we ran through, obviously this. I said if we close below here, we might have a little bit of problems with going up higher. So, kind of watch and see. This potentially could be the first presented fair value gap if it creates one. Now this to me would be kind of pretty nice. Oops. Doesn't really overlap with anything, and I mean what? Where's 50 handles anyways? 50 handles is right there. We've run through that. What are the chances in 6 minutes? Let me look. Really close to that. Might have that there. I'm gonna wait. I do like this. It potentially trading up into that as a sell, but I'm gonna like to wait. Even if I miss it, it's fine. But I do like that. But yeah, see, it didn't even trade up into it. But that would be the first presented fair value gap, formed at 9:37. We have news soon. I do think that we could potentially trade down at least 50 handles. Again, I'm not looking for it all the way go down there. All I need is 50. But yep. May have shifted here. This was the 21st, and this formed at what? 37. I do like this one. I will be interested though if we can create a fair value gap here. So if we do this, right, then I would absolutely then I will take this one. If we can create a fair value gap here as well, off of this candle here with this wick, if we can do that, then I would take this and then look for 50 handles. But this has to happen in like what, 4 minutes. It's got to leave that open. It can't technically create that because then if it touches up into here, and probably wouldn't take it. But if it allows for that, stop loss would be how much? I just have to make sure it's not like a, yeah. I've been kind of toying and trying to figure out how I actually play specific things like this, where I think the SMT is now gone. Yeah, SMT is gone. But what I was saying, I've kind of toying and playing around with if my stop loss, like depending on how big my or large my stop loss is, do I extend it like just a little bit so it's not like a barely a one-to-one. So trying to figure that stuff out. You know, those are just things I'm looking at. But yeah, it would need to create a fair value gap here on the 5-minute chart as well for me to take this trade to the downside. That's what would have to happen. And then we also have a new week opening gap like right here as well at what, 22.053, 22.0, right around there. There's a new week opening gap right there. So potential target. Let's make it red. I don't like how we didn't close below that low, if I'm being honest. Just look over here. Yeah. I don't like how we didn't close below that low, but it could give a scream up. What I'm pretty much waiting for and want to see, but that's like right at the news. I don't know if I want to take it right at news. Because that would be the 5-minute fair value gap here. If it can close that way, I don't know if I would take this right at news, even with this here, and put my stop loss up there. Potentially, I'd have to see though. Like, where do we close here in about a minute? Because what I don't want to do is get caught down here and it just scream up, create a breaker right here, and then trade higher. That's what I don't want. So I need to be a little bit more patient here, in my opinion. Because if I believe that if it comes up here and it's going to end up melting, we have this down here and we'll have enough range there. So that's what I'd want to see. I don't want to see it happen before. But again, let's have the 50 handle. So we have about a minute left. It's a very, very small gap, especially if we come up and like close this, then it could be immediate rebalance. I just don't like the way that we kind of went down there and kind of closed back above. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait till after the news, even though I do like this. I do like this if it can come up there, but I think I'll wait till after the news. If it ends up happening where it runs the 50 handles, then that's just what happens. I just see this as like a big choppy block action, block of price. So it's gonna wait. So here's the news. So it did touch up in there. So now it's in there now. It's also 5-minute fair value gap. I don't trust that right now. I need to see a little bit more, and then I would be in on that. Again, that wouldn't have been a lot of drawdown, maybe 4 or 5 handles, but I want to like the trade that I'm in a lot more than this. Was honestly expecting a lot more, I guess I could say juice in the trade. I was expecting a lot more action than we just got right there. You can see how it kind of just, I mean, we went up there quickly and then did whatever, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more action on this. So we did trade up to this highest up close candle. That'd be an order block. The wick open to the wick. We trade up to that. And we'll see. Like right now, like where price is and what it's doing, I would not feel very comfortable right now with my stop right here. I see the wicks, the bodies. It would need to start moving away now with some speed after being in that gap, like fast. Yeah, the way it's responding right now doesn't mean it still can't go 50 handles lower. It's just the way that I'm looking on the 5-minute chart, also the 1-minute chart with the 15-minute chart. I don't like, I wouldn't feel comfortable in this trade right now. Because it just closed above the gap. Now we do have 2 minutes left. And this is a 5-minute fair value gap. But just how high and deep it just ran into that gap and it closed up past it. I'm not a fan of that. I do like this though. I do like this. So my thought process is if we can get above this candle and create a gap, I would like that. Doesn't mean we'll get that, but that's what I'd be looking for. That just ran really too deep into the gap for me and my liking for a trade. So S&P is showing weakness. Right now. So in theory, this should be showing weakness as well. Not necessarily seeing that right now. Kind of seeing a little bit of stalling. Okay. I like that. Okay, so for me now this is a little bit more interesting in terms of potentially us having a setup here. Because what I do like is this. You can close below that, trade back up into this. I'll take a short here. Take a short here. Aiming for $50 handles. So let's see if we can get that. To get some expansion below this low. Remember the new day opening gap is right there. So that's the trade setup. I'd want to see expansion, like not going down there and coming back up. That's not a ideal good trade. But I do like what it just did there. Off the breaker setup, so I sell it and you know, should see expansion below. I don't like how we're doing that, but that's my thought process here. I believe my stop is in a good place. Yeah, we have reacted off of that order block. We traded lower. We have a new day opening gap below us, so that's what I'm expecting. I do need to look at ES though. Just want to make sure we're not gonna get caught off guard on this one. But so we're looking for. We did have a nice initial reaction and response there, but I'm gonna let this one play out. Again, the draw could be the new day opening gap, which is at 22,053. That's technically what I'm waiting for, and my stop loss is, my take profit is above that. So was initially looking for buys, but what we were seeing here, what I don't want to happen obviously is on this, for us to create a fair value gap on the 15-minute chart and to pretty much hold and wait for that, because if that's the case, then probably gonna get stopped out on this one. Want to see a little bit more expansion here. I'm gonna go over here just so you guys can see. This is trading lower. I believe this should still trade a little bit softer, but I don't like how it's kind of holding here below this low. This should have been expanded below aggressively, but you see how we kind of came back up. I am watching this wick. I'm watching the wick and to see what kind of reaction we're gonna get there. If this goes down below this low, this needs to kind of move with some speed. It can't be shallow, because if that is the case, then we're probably offsides. Yeah, not liking that right now. Just being honest, not necessarily really liking that. Because it's kind of a little bit too much consolidation out there for me. Below that low, it should have already expanded, be drawing down there. I don't want to get tricked into being offsides and going against my initial bias, but I just see this and I think that what we're getting on the other ones, that this is likely, but because the reaction got off of here, because we saw S&P drop, that's why I'm sticking to this, and we'll see what we end up getting here. Like, it needs to go below that low. It can't sit here and hold. If it keeps holding, then probably have a similar situation as yesterday, where there's a potential for it to come back up and ultimately potentially go higher. So we've been in the trade for, remember I have to have a time stop. That'll be 30, this would be 30 minutes there. We've been in the trade for 5 minutes, and we had a nice initial reaction off of this order block after hitting this breaker. We came down below, but then we came back up. So what I am worried about us creating this gap and coming all the way back up before going down. So with all the consolidation we did here, we need to expand below this low if we can get below this low. If we cannot expand below this low, I'll probably cut the trade. I'll probably cut it. There needs to be large movement below that, and then then I'll have a little bit more confidence. So if we can go below this low, I will move my stop loss up to here, and yeah, it needs to first break this initial low too. Can't be too much dilly-dallying down here. Be what, 6 minutes in the trade? Haven't really gone that much. Yeah, I am worried about this closing about 3 minutes and then creating this gap, because if it does that, then it's coming back. It's gonna come back above here. So I like this reaction, because this would be a minus order block there. And then so with this one here. So this needs to expand. Like, I'm not in for it coming back up. If it starts doing that, I'm gonna close it, because I don't like that. So my finger's right here on the trigger. It should not be doing that. Comes anywhere near here, I'm just gonna close it. That's fine. Actually, I'm gonna move my stop there, here, and let the trade pan out. I'm okay with that. It should not be coming back up below that low. And if it's a good trade and it's gonna come down here, it shouldn't come back up here to then go back lower. So that's what I'm gonna leave my trade on as. Okay. Probably gonna get stopped out here. Shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, the wick's just being below here, and it keeps, like, it looks like yesterday. I don't know if anyone that was on watching, the way that the wicks are, how it keeps going below a low and coming back up and going below a low and coming back up. Like, just not interested in that type of retracement. So I'm okay with leaving my stop right there, and if I get stopped out, that's the trade, and we'll move on. Yeah, whatever's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen on this one. Okay, that's 50. Just want to make sure. 50, and just let it go. This is also what you would call, if I'm trading even in the right direction, even if it goes down there, this is also what you call high resistance. Like, you see how hard or how it's struggling to go below? That's what you call high resistance. Which, unfortunately, I've been in 2 days like that, but it is what it is. It'd be nice if we could draw down there. Oh, came close, but didn't give it to us. So yeah, I don't know necessarily what's gonna happen here, but would like to see it kind of continue, but I don't know the way how quick that kind of. Oh, there we go. It should be out. There we go. Hey, that was a nice trade, guys. Hopefully it gave us some extra. I think it did. Gave us a little bit extra on that one. So we didn't have that much drawdown. This is definitely high resistance trade. That was a nice one. So we were looking for the new day opening gap, as we saw here, to be a draw. We had our take profit above that, and we were seeing specific things, and I didn't trust this at first. It came down, traded up into these order blocks after trading into this breaker. So when I saw that, that's when I bought it, when it traded up into it. and then I took it down there. So a lot more than I was willing to kind of have and sit through. I'm glad it didn't come up here and go down there first. It was a great end to the week. I think I'm up at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Might be up at this point or down a few dollars. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of it for today. I told you it'd be done before 10:30 because of the news and all that stuff. So I'll see you guys next week I may stream every day next week. I know Monday will be an iffy day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, I will definitely be trading every day. So I'll see you guys then, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on Monday. We're gonna stream the whole week. So I'll see you guys on Monday. I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Peace out. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Hey, let's go, baby. Get. Bro, like, what even is this?